Hey, it's Mazzy and welcome back. This is a special announcement. This is breaking news of a series, one of the great catalogs in music being reissued again, yes, again. And this is Bob Marley and the Wailers. And this is celebrating the 80th birthday of Bob Marley coming up in a few months. And a good portion of the catalog is going to be reissued, audiophile pressings. You can decide if those are for you or not. And if you have great pressings, all the power to those great records on Island Records, especially if you have the UK Island versions. All of the UHQRs will be cut from the master tapes by Ryan Smith at Sterling Sound, and they will be pressed at QRP in Salina, Kansas. Anyway, let me go through this list and tell you what's coming out because it is very confusing. But the whole theme of this campaign is Bob Marley and the Wailers Uprising. Now, this is his final album. It kind of celebrates this. 1980, this is the last album that came out in Bob Marley's lifetime. And this is the theme. This is a combination of acoustic sounds, analog productions with Tough Gone Records out of Jamaica and the Bob Marley estate. So I'm going to go through these. Now, you may remember in the last, year or two UHQRs came out by Bob Marley records. Now, people know my feel of these boxes. The good side of it, I love this music. I love these records, and these sound amazing. They sound better than originals by a good margin. But if you have great originals and you're happy with your UK originals or your Jamaican press or your reissues, all the power to you, and enjoy the music for what it is. But I want to talk about this because it is a little bit confusing, this list, and I might not get it all perfectly right because I got a press release and it's unfolding as I'm recording this. Now, this is one of my favorite records. This came out as a 33. What I love about the last two UHQRs that they released, they're both 33 RPMs. To me, that's the sweet spot, as the artist intended. But it seems like this time you're going to have a choice, but I'm not quite sure in terms of the release schedule how that choice will be laid out in front of us. But beautiful textured covers. Now, this was on Clarity Vinyl. I'm not the massive huge fan of Clarity Vinyl. I don't think it's necessary, but so be it. These were numbered as I believe they did 3,000 of these, and they sold out really fast. I know the Marley estate sold some directly. I think 2,500 or so went through Chad Cassim's place, and they did an excellent job. I had no issues with these, and they sound wonderful. Of course, you have the boxes and all the appropriate inclusion inserts. So that is Rastaman Vibration and Exodus. These were released on 33. So I'm going to go through the list and try to be succinct here. But again, you can probably now, by the time you're watching this, go to the Acoustic Sounds website. You can probably pre-order these. You can get all the details of prices. Not sure if they're going to have the timetable yet. But let's go through. So in terms of these two titles, let's do these first. Exodus from 1977. And Rastaman Vibration from 1976, the original release dates. These were on 33. You won't be able to get these again on 33, at least in this release thing. You'll be able to get UHQRs, that's what these are, at 45 RPM only. So these two will only be available on vinyl in 45 RPM Clarity Vinyl. But you can also get these two on Ultra Tape. Now that's that special, is it from the copy tape or the original master tapes? Those of you into the real world, I'm not one of those, but there are a segment of people that love those. So you're going to be able to get these on Ultra Tape. And also for you CD people, you'll be able to get these on SACDs. So I think that's a good thing because SACDs are that sweet spot in the compact disc world. And I kind of rediscovered my SACDs this past year. And if you're into those, my guess is they're going to sound good. I haven't heard any of these except for those two I have on UHQR 33s, which are fantastic. I'm not shilling for the company. I'm just expressing and kind of telling you what the press release said. But those I like. I would like those without the box. Ain't going to get those this time. the next three, let's go with these three records. You got Natty Dread from 1974, wonderful record. God, No Woman, No Cry. You got Burnin'. This is from 1973, of course, with Get Up, Stand Up, I Shot the Sheriff, which Eric Clapton made even more famous. And you have this fabulous Catch a Fire. Of course, this is my original American. It has this lighter. You got to be careful with it. I don't think those are going to happen this time, which is, well, maybe they will. We'll see. I don't know that thing. And this is also from 1973, Catch a Fire. A wonderful, wonderful record. Concrete Jungle, Stir It Up. I mean, these are classic reggae albums that are, one way or another, you should have these in your collection. Whether you go with these audiophile versions or you go with, I know the Tough Gone has done a series. So just get these records. They're fabulous records. Now, these three, you have more of a choice. You have UHQR 33. So the ones I showed you before, those two titles I got in the last couple of years on 33, you can get those 33 UHQRs Clarity Vinyl. And you can also get those in 45. Also Ultra Tape and also SACDs. So these are the only three that every option will be available because they haven't yet been issued as UHQRs on in any form yet. So this is the first time. Now, I do not know if the 33s and 45s will be released simultaneously. By now, maybe that is posted on Chad's site. I don't know, but go check those out. Let's go with the final album, Uprising. And one album I realize I do not have, and that's Kaya. Now, Kaya was released in 1978, recorded during the Exodus sessions, and Uprising, as I said, his final album, 1980. What's interesting about these are going to be released 45 RPM on black vinyl. No indication these are UHQRs. Obviously not Clarity Vinyl. And from my point of view, I wish they were all just really high quality black vinyl. That's just my personal taste based on my love of records, my experience, but that's not the case. There are people out there that like the UHQRs. Now, since these are not promoted as UHQRs, I assume they're still being pressed at Analog Productions at QRP. I don't know. I haven't heard that detail. And they're not going to be UHQRs, so these will be boxless, I assume. They won't be in a box, because those boxes are really dedicated for those people who want that precious collection on their shelves. I don't think it's necessary, but the records inside I've never had a problem with. I love the cuts that Acoustic Sounds Analog Productions has done on these and other records. So it's interesting what this and this will be, what form. So these are black vinyl and SACD only. No Ultra Tape for those two. So that's all I know now. I don't know the questions I have, which maybe by the time you're watching this, you'll know the answer to these questions. Are these going to be rolling out over the next year? Are they going to all start in spring and be issued directly? Are they going to be staggered? We don't know the answer. Are the 33s and the 45s going to be issued together? Remember, Chad, when he did those Steely Dan that are rolling out now, it's been, 2 years, maybe more, that the catalog is coming out on 45 RPM Clarity Vinyl UHQRs. I think there's one left. Now, I have 3 of them. One I bought, 2 of them were gifted to me, not by the label, but by friends, like for being me, friendship, birthdays, whatever it was. And I like some of those. Now, at the beginning of the get-go of that Steely Dan campaign, I think Chad announced if these do well, once they're finished, he'll do the 33s. Who knows if it'll happen in my lifetime, 33s on those. And that's fine. I have originals. I don't really need those. I would prefer 33, so I'm not a 45 guy. But there are a lot of people that really do like those 45s. And I will say, Chad Kassem and QRP and the Atlantic 75 apparently have been very successful with those double 45 RPM releases. The albums, the 75 or so albums they released. And as I showed and said before, the only one I ordered, the only one I bought of those Atlantic 75 was a Boz Scaggs self-titled album, which is fabulous. Again, it's better than my original 33, but I wish it wasn't a 45. But that's just me, the way I float my boat in terms of records. So this is the Bob Marley 80th birthday celebration. That is a combination of QRP, acoustic sounds, analog productions, Chad Kassem, Tough Gone, and the Bob Marley estate. So congratulations, Chad and company on these. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited about these. I don't know the quantities, if they're going to be the same like last time of 3,000 of each. We don't know yet. But you might know the details by now if you go over to the analog production site. So check it out. Bob Marley, Mazzy loves you. Thanks for watching. Comments below. What do you think?